Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Toy Association's Toy Trends Briefing. It's nice to see so many familiar faces again here this year. So, we're really thrilled to have you here, and we cannot wait to share what will be trending throughout the coming year and for the 2026 holiday season. So, over the past few months, our team of trend experts met with hundreds of toy companies of all types and all sizes to really see what will be coming to the market this year. We are among the first to see the prototypes and the latest developments in the toy space before they're revealed right here at Toy Fair. So, concurrent with those face to face meetings, we collaborated with Wakefield Research to survey 1,000 US parents who are their household's primary toy purchaser to really see how toy and play preferences are continuing to evolve. And as we go through this presentation, we'll be sharing some data and some insights from the survey, as well as product examples from Toy Fair exhibitors that will illustrate each trend. So, first, we're just going to look at some of those consumer shopping insights that we gathered. Even in a value conscious environment, parents are continuing to prioritize toys and play. In fact, 77% of parents told us that they would cut their spending in other areas of their budget before cutting back on toys for their kids. And this is actually up from just 69% just a year ago. So we're really seeing a progression there. And this is telling us that toys are important. They aren't viewed as optional extras. They're seen as essential, supporting learning, creativity, and emotional development. And parents are really recognizing the value of play and the role of toys as tools for childhood development. Parents are equally seeing the value of play for themselves, and they're investing in specific categories when they're shopping for themselves or for other adults in their lives. Our survey found that games and puzzles, collectibles, and crafts are among the top categories that adults are buying toys in for themselves. And in general, they're willing to spend more on their toys. Circana's US pricing data, which showed toys priced $30 to $70, grew 18% year over year. And segments priced $20 and above gained nearly 4 points of dollar share. So it's really clear that adult consumers are not pulling back. They're actively investing in toys that offer depth, quality, collectability, and engagement. So let's jump into the trends. Our first trend is Forever Young. And it's really demonstrating that idea that toys are no longer something that you age out of. There's really been a fundamental shift in how our society views and values toys and play. And that shift is reshaping how toys are designed, marketed, purchased, and shared. Our research found that 81% of parents added toys or games to their own holiday wish lists in 2025. And again, we saw a jump up from 72% the year before, and an even bigger jump from 2021 when just 58% of parents were asking for toys for the holidays. So this really underscores how mainstream it's becoming for adults to shop for toys for themselves. And what's especially interesting is how they're interacting with those toys once they have them. In our research, we found that 53% of adult toy shoppers are actively playing with their toys, and 47% are displaying them. So they're not just passively engaging with their toys, they are playing with them. Through trading cards, games, and puzzles. This was a category that was up 37% in sales last year. And then other toys, they're curating them and they're showcasing them, like collectibles, which is another category that grew 32% globally last year and now account for almost 19% of all toy sales worldwide. So we are seeing this forever young trend also reflected in gifting behavior. Adults are increasingly giving toys to other adults in their lives. Nearly half say they've gifted a toy to a spouse or a significant other, 43% to a friend, 30% to an adult sibling, and 15% to an older relative. This really reinforces that idea that toys are for all ages, and they're also socially acceptable gifts for fun and nostalgia and shared experiences across generations. And now I'm going to pass it over to Jen, who will show you some examples.
Hello. So the first product I'm actually going to talk about isn't in front of me on the table. It is actually down on the floor, and that is the Razor's Crazy Card Shuffle Max. And what's really fun about this is the Crazy Card Shuffle. It was up for a Tony. It is an award-winning product for kids, and now they've maximized the size of it so that grown-ups, adults can get in on the fun of this ride-on toy as well. So it's got a larger seat design. It's got bigger ergonomic space for you to sit, larger wheels. So it's also encouraging that intergenerational play that we also see parents are looking to do with their kids in the process. If you can't see it now, definitely check it out after our presentation on the floor. Another one that also demonstrates the opportunity for toy makers to tap into this older adult consumer in the toy space is Bata. Bata has traditionally created some really great educational toys geared for kids. Now they're tapping into the older market. They have this new line launching called Art Kit, and it features these beautiful premium 3D puzzles. They're made out of a high quality wood. Also, really great price point to these. They start at $20. So if you are an adult and you've kind of been exploring the idea of tapping into these types of craft projects, it really allows you to do so at a price point that's easy, it's introductory, and it also doesn't take that long to put them together. There's cityscapes that you can do, as well as different settings, miniscapes, and also a little touch of nostalgia too. In the cityscapes, you can actually set them inside this old school TV box. So a little bit of throwback there too. Another area of opportunity is in the game space. So we're seeing that a lot of adults are looking to games for themselves and also looking online to find out the games that are trending and popular. So looking to TikTok, Instagram, exploring and finding out what is new and trending. So this one over here, this is the Go F Yourself game. I'm just going to say I'm not censored version here. But again, it's just a fun new twist on a classic game, but it's geared towards adults. And again, this one is #1 party game on TikTok shop right now. And also it's trending in the top 10 games on Amazon. So it's definitely showing the power of adult skewed games. Another adult skewed party game from Relatable that's launching this year also taps into that social media culture a little bit. This party game is called Here for the Comments. And if you've ever found yourself online, you've seen a post and you've thought to myself, and you've thought, what are they thinking? And you immediately head to the comments, then you know what this game is all about. With this game, basically, players there's one player that has got a postcard in their hand, and the other player, their status card, and the other players all have comment cards that they are trying to pitch to the player with the status card. You earn tokens, heart tokens, if you get your card picked. But really fun twist and tapping into that online culture for sure. Speaking of tapping into culture too, this new line from Playmates really highlights the idea of premium quality products appealing to adult consumers and also looking to those niche fandoms as well. So this is the new Dungeon Crawler Carl, part of the new Dungeon Crawler Carl toy line from Playmates Toys. If you are familiar with Dungeon Crawler Carl, it is the #1 audio book worldwide. It is one of the top-selling books. The backstory to it, just to go really quickly, is basically post-apocalyptic world. Aliens have taken over the Earth. Survivors are put into this dungeon crawl that is broadcast across the universe. Really fun and engaging storyline, unique storytelling, and Playmates is bringing them to life, from Carl and his companion cat, Princess Donut, to other characters on the line, and such high detail to these collectible figures. So it's, again, going to appeal to more that adult audience that is reading the books. And then also trading card games. Lots of opportunity there. When you typically think trading card games, you think Pokemon, you think Magic the Gathering, you think, football cards. But the company Kaiyo is kind of showing that there's really opportunities around trading card games to tap into those other fan bases and deeper properties. So they have a new card game series that is launching in April. This is the My Little Pony Friendships Begin card game series. And this is based off of the a little bit further back, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic generation. So it's tapping into the fandoms there. And it also has beautiful artwork that's really going to appeal on the cards in terms of collectability, playability, really showcasing that. And they have other translations of products across their line to explore as well.
So, our next trend is cozy culture. And across age groups, we're seeing a growing embrace of toys and games that prioritize comfort and engage the senses. So, think tactile materials, gentle interactivity, nature inspired or botanical design aesthetics. This really isn't about rejecting technology, it's just about a conscious reset. And families are really finding time to carve out screen free spaces where play is really supporting emotional regulation, creativity, and connection. And now we're seeing a rising demand for toys that feel intentional, calming, and human centered. So, at the heart of cozy culture is a desire to counterbalance constant digital stimulation. A March 2025 Harris poll found that 73% of parents believe their children could really benefit from a digital detox, including 68% of parents with kids under 6. This tells us that it isn't just anxiety about screens, it's simply an awareness to the constant overstimulation and digital stimulation they see in their daily lives. Parents are recognizing the need to intentionally rebalance screen time with play experiences that feel slower, more grounding, and more multisensory. So in 2025, we saw parenting trends like feral child summers, which really gained traction, favoring unstructured, screen free play over back to back schedules and constant stimulation, really showing this return to the kind of all day imaginative play that many parents remember from their own childhoods. And Circana's most recent toy sales data supports this shift. Traditional toy categories rooted in hands on imaginative play and low tech play are leading growth, including building toys, games and puzzles, and exploratory toys. And together, this is really pointing to a renewed value in back to basics play that lets kids really slow down and explore. And our own research reinforces just how important comfort has become in play. 98% of parents say their kids like plush toys, with many stating that plush toys offer comfort to their kids and help them with emotional regulation. And more than half, at 53%, said they want to see more toys that promote comfort and stress relief. So parents are not just buying toys to entertain their kids. They're really seeking play experiences that help kids feel calm, secure, and supported. And in response, we're seeing a growing interest in low-tech, sensory-driven, and calming play experiences, including toys that feel almost spa-like or even spa-themed, soft textures, gentle motion, soothing colors, and nature-inspired or botanical themes that are becoming more prominent as well. And now I'm going to pass it back to Jen to give you some cozy culture examples.
All right. So let's kick it off by talking about those botanical themes that we're seeing. I think you're going to see a lot across the toy aisles this weekend of these kinds of floral designs and stuff. But one that really stood out to us is from Thames and Cosmos. It's their solar flowers. With these, kids and adults can build out their own flowers. And once they're built, yes, you can display them. Yes, they're beautiful to look at. But they all feature a solar panel to them. So once you put a light to them, they create this really soothing, almost like Zen-like flower display and effect. It's kind of mesmerizing, so really kind of taps into that little bit of Zen play. Another card game, Kristen talked about kind of that disconnecting from screens, spending more time face to face. This card game from Games to Get really kind of captures that idea. This is the Sust game line. And with these card games, what's really unique and interesting about them is they're just encouraging real life interactions, real life conversations, kids to sit down and interact with each other. It features cards throughout the game that are just simple questions, Q and A's. What would I rather be for a day? A cat, a dolphin, a parrot, or something else? But it's just facilitating conversations. They also have friendship starter cards, and they have cards for different ages too. So for ages 4 and up, 8 and up, they also have some for neurodivergent individuals. So it's also helping to build confidence in social settings as well. Okay, when I think cozy, I think baking, and this toy from Red Toolbox really captures that idea. So this is the new KitchenAid Real line from Red Toolbox. Yes, these are real working KitchenAid appliances for kids. So you can actually downscale them and use them in your kitchen with your kids. You don't have to wait to put them on your registry. If you know, you know. But what makes this fun is that it's not just pretend play for kids, it's getting them in the kitchen, engaging with parents, doing baking together. And it all has all the bells and whistles that you want on your KitchenAid mixer with a little tilt back effect, all the little accessories that come with it. So really just bringing that to life for fans of the KitchenAid mixer and also just for kids that want to bake. Another great example, Kristen was mentioning that kind of beauty themed. We're seeing those kind of beauty themes, aesthetics take hold in the toy space. And this one is really adorable. This is from Plan Toys. This is the My Spa Time set. And it comes with these adorable little spa face masks for kids to put on. There's 2 of them, so they can have a little spa date with mom or dad. There's a little facial massager. Also comes with adorable little cucumbers that you can stick on your eyes. But in the process, this isn't just beauty themed, it's also encouraging self-care at a young age and instilling the importance of healthy habits for kids. And also, again, because this is from Plan Toys, all wooden, very eco-friendly design. So really capturing that and bringing it to life in this toy. As Kristen also mentioned, this is not an anti-tech trend. It is a encouragement towards low tech, and that's something that parents are really looking for. I have a 4-year-old at home, and it is so tempting to just turn on the TV when you're tired to just entertain your kids sometimes. But this is a great alternative from Tony. So this is the Tony Play system. And it's not just the figures being placed on top of the box to play with. Now you have this gaming system where you have a play button that comes with it. You have different themes, so kids can actually still interact with the characters that they love on screen, off screen. So you've got Paw Patrol, you've got Disney characters with the Paw Patrol Paw Patrol game. It's going to have kids interacting in a way that they have to turn the button on top of their Tony's box to help Marshall raise the ladder so that he can rescue a cat. So it's really encouraging that hands-on play in a low-tech way. Also mentioned the love of plush. It's almost 100% of our participants in our survey love plush. This one from Wild Republic is a fun new twist on their really classic, eco-friendly plush. These are Popkins and Popkins minis. And as you can see, they're super cuddly. They're super adorable if you just need a cuddle buddy. But also, they all feature these little plush, this little popper on the centers or on their paws. And it allows you to have a little bit of fidget fun, whether you're a kid or a grown-up. They're just fun to fidget or to snuggle with. And then lastly, we've got the yoga ball from Hand to Mind. So this is a fun new twist on a classic yoga ball that kids can sit on, they can bounce on, they can balance on. But it's fun characters, so it's encouraging that active play with kids. It comes in different variations. We've got our kitty cat here. I've also got a really cool dragon here that kids can bounce on. But fun, really texture play too, a little bit of sensory play, as well as that active play infused inside. Thank you.
So our next trend is called inspiring inventors. And this is really all about toys that encourage building, designing, and customization. Kids today are growing up watching creators on platforms like YouTube and TikTok and streaming channels, and they're watching people build and design and make projects in real time. So that interest is fueling demand for toys that invite kids to put down their devices again and become makers themselves. So, this trend is backed by parent demand. 78% of parents in our survey said that they want more toys that help their kids develop skills like creativity and problem solving. And parents are increasingly viewing toys as tools that empower kids to explore their ideas, test solutions, and learn through doing. So, really think maker movement 3.0. And when parents were asked about what they want to see more of on shelves, they said they're gravitating toward open ended kits, modular building platforms, and design driven toys. And educational play has become a baseline expectation now. 96% of parents said they make sure to purchase at least one educational toy for their kids for holidays and birthdays, including toys that spark curiosity, build confidence, and grow with the child. This shift toward maker driven play is also reflected at a global level. The STEM toy segment is projected to nearly double over the next decade, and that growth really underscores how building, designing, and problem solving are becoming central to how families find value in play. And now I'm going to pass it over to Jen to discuss some inspiring inventors' toys.
Thanks, Kristen. So, first off, we're going to take a look at one of the products in the new Crunch Labs by Mark Rober line from Moose Toys. This is the Crunchinator, and it allows you to, there's obviously a can inside of it now, but you can use it to test your strength, test the torque. In the process, kids are learning these scientific concepts, engineering, and this one really does bring the idea of on-screen, off-screen. Mark Rober is so well known for his educational videos that are teaching kids concepts in engineering in ways that are fun and allow them to explore. And now kids can get hands-on with it too. So can inside, but you can stick a banana inside, you can stick a ping pong ball inside and test the strength and see how well you can actually crunch down. I don't know if I'm going to get to do it right now. Oh, yep, it's starting. I'll just leave it at that. But really fun way to get off screen. Another product that we really caught our eye is Boxineers. This is from Educational Insights Learning Resources. What's fun about this is that it's a little bit of upcycling, but it's also just all about that imaginative, open-ended play we were talking about. Each kit has a theme to it, so it comes with these accessories that are going to, give kids a jumping off point to create different animals, different vehicles, all those things. But it's really where our kids' imaginations can take them, just with a little bit of cardboard. Then over here, we have got the Crayola Story Maker. And this is a really unique new product. With this one, this is all about that self-expression we were speaking to. With this, it's screen-free, it's multi-sensory. So kids are going to actually draw their drawing however they want, wherever their imagination takes them. Then they're going to be able to record different parts to the scene by pressing on the board and then pressing the button. And it's going to allow kids to make their son sing. It's going to allow them to make their bugs have a little conversation. And they can animate it however they want. Parents can even add little hidden messages. I kind of like that idea when their kids are away. So when they come back, so they're bored, they've got a little hidden message inside. But again, it's bringing that imaginative play to life in a new way through hands-on creative play. And this next one is called Make Music Count. What's really interesting about this is that it's teaching kids mathematical concepts such as addition, subtraction, division, all through music. So you have a keyboard that comes with it. Kids will be instructed to start on a starting note, say it's the note G, and then they have to add 2. So they have to go up physically on the keyboard, add 2, play another note. Maybe they need to subtract now. So now they go down 3, play the next note, And eventually, at the end, once they've done that, they put together a song. And it's actually modern day music. My coworker was just listening to Soda Pop on this the other day. So, like, really kind of bringing real life songs that they love to life in a way that's also going to teach them mathematical concepts in a fun, creative new way. Next up, we've got the Silly Speaker from KiwiCo. Now, KiwiCo is all about those hands-on creative kits, hands-on play. With this one, you can build out your own adorable little square speaker, and it's going to come with wires for sounds. You can hook it up to your device. But what I also like, there's that little bit of customization piece to it. So, yes, you can build it out, but then you can have that silly concept to it where you are animating the face, bringing it to life, choosing, customizing it to match however you want your speaker to look. And then, of course, in speaking to imaginative play, we would be greatly amiss if we didn't mention Lego and Lego's new Smart Play system. So down here on the table, we have one of their new Star Wars sets in the line. This one, Lego, when you think building toys, you think Lego, you think putting your creations to light, letting your imagination take hold. But this one lets really fuels your imagination in a brand new way. So if you're unfamiliar, you've got your Lego Smart Bricks, you've got your Lego Smart Tags, you've got your Lego Smart Minifigures, and they're going to react in real time to how you're utilizing them, how you're playing with them, making those lightsaber battles come to life in a brand new way. So again, it's bringing that creativity, that creative power to kids and bringing it to life.
Thanks, Jen. So our next trend is called express yourself. So today's toys are becoming expressions of personality as much as playthings. And beyond collecting, bag charms, clip-on minis, flocked figures, they really function now more as personal badges for kids and adults, reflecting their fandom, humor, or aesthetic. And this is really amplified by that haul culture and social sharing that we're seeing. So, digging into this trend, let's just take a look a little bit at haul culture, which is one of the clearest signals that toys today aren't just being bought, they're being shown, shared, and curated. So, nearly three-quarters of parents are watching toy hauls before making their purchases. And this tells us that visual storytelling, peer validation, and how toys are presented really matters more now than ever. So, toys are entering the conversation as content, not just as products. And that's foundational to this trend. And blind boxes are a perfect example of how collecting has evolved. So there is the appeal of the surprise and the chase. But what's really happening is personalization. Kids and adults are building collections that feel uniquely theirs because of the randomness of the blind box really adds to the individuality of their collections, and what they end up with and they don't swap with their friends becomes really part of how they express their taste, their personality, or their fandom. We're also seeing this behavior clearly among older consumers, once again, as our research shows. The kidult crowd is not just collecting these toys, they're styling them into their living spaces, they're sharing them online. And these toys are really functioning as aesthetic markers and personality signals. And they're really a part of how people are showing who they are, what they love, and what communities they really see themselves as belonging to. And creative play has long been a vehicle for self expression. And our research found that it's something that today's parents are actively seeking out. But self expression does look different by age. So for older toy shoppers, it might mean wearing their collectibles or displaying them on a shelf. And for kids, it shows up in how they play. They still enjoy collecting and displaying these toys, but customization is key for these younger kids. They want toys that they can personalize, remix, swap, and really make their own. The ability to change how something looks and feels or functions really gives kids ownership over play, and that's where self expression really lives for them. And for tweens and teens specifically, embracing toys as tools for self expression really signals a broader cultural shift toward individuality and away from that pressure to conform to traditional ideas of what's considered cool. And I'm going to now pass it over to Maddie, who's going to share some examples.
Hello. Okay, so as Kristen just mentioned, a customization is a huge part of this trend. So first up, we have Chaotic Crafts from Fashion Angels. This is a playful, hands-on crafting experience that is designed to celebrate self-expression, creativity, and the beauty of making something entirely your own. The smooth cream adhesive and mix and match beads and charms make it easy to experiment. So you can pile it on, keep it minimal, go bold, go pastel. It's really whatever the maker chooses. Every creation is intentionally unique, embracing imperfections, experimentation, and personal style, and taps into that growing tween love for customization, aesthetic play, and collectible style crafts. License to Play is debuting Bad Date Bears that also pokes fun at modern dating by turning specific dating stereotypes into a cheeky line of plush. So each bear represents a relatable red flag. We have the mixed signal texter, the chronic situationship, of course, the guy with the fish, and this lets fans choose one that really matches their humor or lived experience. So it's a plush line that feels self-aware but culturally relevant, giving people a funny, low-stakes way to signal their personalities and perspectives. And in unrelated news, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Haul from Just Play is a new line that is built around wearable, displayable, drop-driven collectibles that double as fandom signals. Whether it's the Disney Fresh Picked blind box plush with fruit-inspired onesies and metal clips, the Winnie the Pooh Honey Hugs capsule plush celebrating self-care moments, or Harry Potter cliffhanger figure suspended in mid-scene, each piece is made to display, to be worn, shown off, or curated into a personal collection. The limited drops and chase elements further fuel the thrill, but the real hook is in the choice. Fans are getting to pick their fandom, style them how they want, stack their characters and moments that feel most like them. Okay, so next we have Match My Freak from Exploding Kittens. This is a new adult party game that is built around that bold, opinion-based prompts that immediately surface your personality. So players are going to read outrageous, awkward scenarios and physically place themselves on a freak scale. Then you can see who guessed correctly. So it's making humor, boundaries, and perspectives the core of play. So here we have a mild card. How directionally challenged am I? I would, rate myself on a scale. All my friends would discuss and guess, and then they would see if they are correct. So it's really calling you out in a fun way. So it's really this fast and intentional, unfiltered, turning self-expression into something visible, competitive, and genuinely social. Okay, so next, welcome to the Squishyverse. This is from Candy Co., and this line is where collectibles and crafting meet. So kids just don't open a blind box. They use a reusable mold, a secret formula, glitter, different colors, and mix and match accessories to build their own squishy character from scratch. So with these collectibles, it's not about getting the exact same thing as someone else. It's about creating something that's uniquely yours and then styling it your way. Next, we have Skeletons from Primetime Toys. And this starts from the simple idea that we're all just skin and bones. And it's what we put on the outside that really matters. So with a zip-on, reversible skin, and stickers, kids can switch up different styles and then different looks. So it's keeping their plush fresh from spooky to playful to something totally different. So it's a collectible that's designed to change, making customization and reinventation part of the core play pattern. And last we have Drip Drops from Super Impulse, which leans fully into sneaker culture, where collecting, styling, and showing off your kicks is part of your personal identity. So each mini sneaker here is designed just like the real thing, complete with working laces, and their very own shoebox, but shrunk down to a 2-inch collectible size, which you can also put on your bag to display or anything. And there's also a mystery bag reveal, officially licensed fandom designs, and it becomes a pocket-sized way for fans to rep their favorite brands and characters, just like they would a full-size pair of statement sneakers. Thank you.
So, our next trend is throwback toys. Nostalgia continues to fuel interest in toys, but today's throwbacks aren't driven solely by childhood memories. Teens and young adults, many of whom didn't even grow up with these toys, are discovering retro toys from decades past on social media and are inspired by the vintage aesthetics. This is showing up clearly in search behavior. According to Pinterest's 2026 Pinterest Predicts report, searches for retro toys were up 225%, with interest in 1970s era toys up 125%, and 2000s era toys, as you see here, up 140%. So, this kind of growth tells us that it isn't a niche revival. Past play patterns are being rediscovered and reimagined. What's especially notable is who is driving this revival. It's not just older generations returning to the toys of their youth, younger audiences are discovering them for the first time. Research from the Insights family shows that Gen Alpha kids are forming emotional bonds with entertainment that predates their birth, and many of those same legacy properties are now among the top performers in the toy space. Kids and teens are encountering retro brands through non-linear viewing on platforms like TikTok and YouTube, where old clips sit right alongside new content. They're also being reintroduced through cross collaborations with modern or trending brands, which make legacy IP feel current and fresh. And co-viewing and co-play with parents continues to play a role in creating a shared cultural experience across generations. In response, toy makers aren't simply reissuing old products. They're refreshing heritage IP with updated mechanics, modern play patterns, cross-category collaborations, and social-first storytelling. So the goal isn't just to bring something back, it's to really make it culturally relevant, highly shareable, and ready to go viral. I'm going to pass it back to Maddie, who has some toys to show you.
So, starting off, here we have the Modern Era Girl collection from Mattel's American Girl brand, which is celebrating a milestone 40th anniversary this year. So, just announced here at Toy Fair, this line takes 6 of the brand's original historical characters and updates them with what they would look like if they were around today. You probably wouldn't see Kristen with space buttons in like the 1900s. So, it's not just about nostalgia for those who grew up with them. It's about reinterpreting these legacy characters for a new generation discovering them for the first time. Great. Next, we have the VTech Kitty Zoom Creator Cam Ultra, which revives the classic point and shoot camera, but upgrades it for the social first generation. So, with a flipping lens for selfies, a green screen, more than 20 animated backgrounds, and interactive effects that respond to movement, it takes this product from the 2000s and layers it into today's content creation tools. It's the same make your own movie or photo concept that many millennials grew up with, now re-engineered with HD video, built-in editing, and digital effects that feel native to how kids create and share today. Dungeons & Dragons Questers from Basic Fun takes that core DNA of D&D, epic characters, creatures, and imagination-led storytelling, and packages it into a collectible action figure line kids as little as 5 years old can jump into right away. So instead of sitting down with a rule book, Gen Alpha gets hands-on, discovery-driven way to explore the same fantasy universe that longtime fans grew up with. It's another legacy brand pulled from the vault and reformatted for today's kids to become familiar with the brand. And next we have this Girl Scouts inspired collection from Uli that taps into the instantly recognizable nostalgia of Girl Scouts cookies and reimagines it through creative tools that kids can use every day. From cookie-scented gel pens, stickers, erasers, and more, this line from Uli brings these iconic scents into a totally different category. It's a heritage brand reworked in a way that gives kids a new way to connect with a classic that they've seen anywhere from selling their own Girl Scout cookies to pop culture. Okay, and next we have this oversized ring pop plush from Ice Cream, which is just pure throwback energy. It takes a candy so many people remember from their childhood and turns it into something you can actually cuddle. I love that you can open up the zipper and you can find 4 removable cherry scented pops. It's familiar, instantly recognizable, and reworked into a plush that is perfectly display ready. All right, now last, remember tie-dyeing with rubber bands and water buckets in the backyard? Well, now we have tie-dye dots from Blue Marble that takes that same DIY throwback and makes it so much easier and practically mess-free. So instead of, bottles and squeeze chaos, you place pre-measured dots onto any fabric, add water with a dropper, and then let the color release. It keeps that nostalgic hands-on creativity of a classic tie-dye experience, but updates it for today's generation.
So, our final trend of the day is fan driven play. And today, fandom really moves quickly and it reflects more than just traditional entertainment. Toy companies are really adapting to fandoms in real time. So, from global sporting events and streaming hits to memeable moments and viral fandoms, cultural touchpoints are driving toy momentum well beyond the classic movie led model. So, whether it's a viral hit like K pop Demon Hunters, a global sporting moment, or an internet born trend, the most successful toys today are timely, culturally fluent, and designed with fans at the center. So, licensed toy sales grew 15% last year and now represent almost 40% of the global toy market. This is the highest level to date. So, licensing is definitely not slowing down. It's actually expanding, it's growing, it's changing, and it's also changing how and when those licensed toys are coming to market. So, cultural conversation is just as powerful a driver as the event itself. Social media, streaming, and fandom communities are shaping which moments matter, and toy companies are really paying attention. A great example is the Barbie woman rugby player dolls, including Ilona Maher. And her rise wasn't just about athletic performance, it was fueled by her social media presence during the Summer Olympics. And that kind of real time cultural relevance is increasingly influencing product design. And similar opportunities are emerging now with the current Winter Olympics, the FIFA World Cup that's coming, and online fandoms are going to be crucial to driving interest in these massive events. And fan driven play is not tied to a single screen or format. So we're continuing to see strong toy momentum around properties that live across platforms from streaming to social to gaming. And a perfect example is K pop Demon Hunters, one of the most talked about properties and one of the most anticipated toy launches of the year. And its momentum didn't build slowly through a traditional rollout. It exploded through fandom communities, social clips, memes, and aesthetic driven sharing. And that kind of real time engagement is increasingly shaping how toy companies identify opportunity and move quickly from screen to shelf. And franchises like Bluey are also continuing to grow their fan base, and new properties and upcoming releases like Toy Story 5 this summer are already generating cross generational excitement. So, this multi platform presence really allows fans to engage continuously and gives toy companies more entry points to participate in the conversation. And this trend does extend beyond traditional licensing, with companies watching fan behavior through the memes and the aesthetics, the inside jokes, online movements, and they're looking for signals for product inspiration in these spaces. And they're paying attention not only to new fandoms rising through social platforms, but also to brand anniversaries and internet driven trends. So we've got Pokemon celebrating 30 years this year, and then, a trend that we saw last year, Italian brain rot, is now a collectible line that Spin Master is coming out with. And I'm going to pass it back to Maddie to show you some examples.
So, as Kristen mentioned, with the breakout popularity of Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters, Toy Fair is the first place anyone will see toys inspired by the streaming hit, including Hasbro's Nerf K-pop Demon Hunters collection. These character-specific foam role-play weapons mirror the on-screen design, giving fans instant cosplay-ready gear tied directly to the Huntrix storyline, so they can jump straight into the universe that they're already obsessed with and watching and loving right now. With the FIFA World Cup returning in 2026 and the US, Canada, and Mexico hosting together, it's shaping up to be the biggest cultural and sporting moments of the year. Meeting that energy head-on, FIFA partnered with Jazzwares on a new line of soccer-themed plush tied to the tournament buzz. This collection spans plush, wearables, and collectibles, led by cuddly versions of the 3 official mascots, Maple the Moose, Zayu the Jaguar, and Clutch the Bald Eagle, each representing a host nation. It's a clear fan-driven play moment. It's a global event, mass cross-border excitement, and product designed to let kids celebrate, collect, and cheer in real time. Fourth Wing is one of the most talked about fantasy franchises, with 3 of the 5 books in the series out already, and Goliath Games is moving fast to keep up with this fandom with the official Fourth Wing, Rise of the Wing Leader game. This board game puts players inside the school the characters go to, in the books, using card play, alliances, and strategy to compete for the title of the Wing Leader. This game turns a best-selling book series into something readers can use to step directly into the world that they've already been obsessing over. All right, you may have seen these guys all over the internet and in the gifts you send. And now Pudgy Penguins is making their Toy Fair debut with these adorable collectibles from Schleich. This massively popular digital brand is stepping into the physical aisle with these collectible figures of Pengu and Polly, who are designed to be able to hug each other. This is a perfect example of a digital-first fandom crossing into tangible product, giving online communities something they can actually hold, display, and collect beyond the screen. As Kristen mentioned, as Pokemon is gearing up for its 30th anniversary, this brand continues to prove its staying power across generations of fans. So timed to the annual February 27th Pokemon Day celebration, this Pokemon trading card game Pokemon Day 2016 collection gives collectors a reason to mark the moment with a stamped foil Pikachu card, commemorative metallic coin, and 3 booster packs from different expansions. This milestone anniversary is turned into a limited collectible drop that meets longtime trainers and new fans exactly where the celebration is already happening. And last, with Paw Patrol the Dino movie arriving this August, this Megasaurus dino vehicle from Spin Master takes that big screen dino energy directly into play. This looks just like Rocky's recycling vehicle from the movie, but it's not just a vehicle. Watch this. Oh no. There we go. So when you press on the lights, a 2-foot inflatable dino pops out, complete with movie-inspired sounds for instant action. So this will also pack up neatly, go back in for repeat play. Just like this. And then do. Oh, you can also take the dinosaur out and control it with an RC. It's very cool.
Thank you so much. You can learn more about all these trends at toyassociation.org/trends. Feel free to come up and take a look at these toys. I know some of them were hard to see on screen, so feel free to take a look. And thanks again.